I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Welcome, boos and ghouls, to yet another awfully good Halloween special, as we celebrate that time of year where pumpkins adorn our streets, children rob our houses of candy, and we come together in the name of the beloved Halloween mascot. Dracula, the Great Pumpkin, Armando Funcese, creator of the fun-sized candy? No, I'm talking about Michael Myers, the speechless psychopath with the shitty William Shatner mask who left behind a trail of dead horny teens in John Carpenter's legendary horror flick, Halloween. And after Carpenter stopped being involved with the franchise once the Michael Myers-less third film bombed at the box office, the Halloween franchise went to some strange places over the next couple of films. But when Halloween H2O rebooted the franchise in 1998 and brought back Jamie Lee Curtis, it resulted in a huge hit. But Dimension Films had to push its luck too far with the 8th sequel of the series, Halloween Resurrection. Because even though it was directed by Rick Rosenthal, who made Halloween 2, Jamie Lee Curtis was pushed back to doing a brief cameo, while the lead was taken by acclaimed thespian Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes. So yeah, I think you know what happened next. Critics shat on it, audiences rejected it, and it looked like Michael Myers was finally dead for good. Until Rob Zombie triumphantly brought him back to life, only to immediately kill him all over again. But let's see if this flick really deserved to be the death knell of the original Halloween series. In fact, I even asked Donald Pleasance beforehand what he thought of this movie. And I think he really liked it. So last time we saw Michael Myers at the end of H2O, his ass got pinned to a tree and his sister Laurie chopped his head off with an axe, thus ending his reign of terror once and for all. Oh, I couldn't even finish that sentence. No, turns out Michael actually grabbed a paramedic beforehand, crushed his larynx, and put his mask on him. So Michael's still alive, and Laurie Strode, once again played by Jamie Lee Curtis, is sitting in a psychiatric hospital one Halloween night, ready for him to find her, so they can finish this with one final fight. When Laurie's suddenly afraid that Michael has pulled his old tricks again.
I just have to be sure.
And so, after their 23-year-long battle, Michael Myers has finally killed Laurie Strode. And all it took was a goddamn fake-out?
I can't believe you fell for the oldest trick in the book! What's with you, man? Come on!
So we fast forward to a year later, as we follow the actual protagonists of the film, college students Sarah, Jen, and Rudy, played by Bianca, can't pronounce your last name, Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica, and Sean Patrick Thomas in a special appearance. What, he gets to have the special appearance credit and Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't?
Bullshit.
These three friends have just found out they've been selected to appear on DangerTainment, an internet reality show run by Busta Rhymes and Tyra Banks, where 6 people must spend the night in a haunted house while cameras stream their antics over the internet. And it happens our 3 heroes, along with Creepy Guy, Feminist Gal, and the kid in King Arthur's court, are spending the night in the abandoned childhood home of Michael Myers. But it just so happens that Michael's been hiding out in his old house for the past year, and soon gets down to business slicing up some dumb, horny youngsters. While an unsuspecting Busta Rhymes throws himself into the middle of the carnage, trying to give the kids a scare.
Charlie, where the fuck you been at, man? Why the hell you dressed like me anyway? I ain't telling you to be Michael Myers. I'm playing Michael Myers.
Oh, so that's what Michael Myers' voice sounds like? That's fucking underwhelming. Well, what's next? We find out Jason Voorhees' voice sounds like this?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
And you know, with all these dumb teens getting chased by killers in a haunted house while being streamed on video, this movie's kind of like a big screen version of that Sega CD game Night Trap, because all this handheld digital camera work makes it look as good as a Sega CD game. And because it sure makes a better Night Trap movie than it does a Halloween movie. After Laurie Strode dies in the beginning, so dies any hope for this film, because then you're left with a generic slasher flick where you learn nothing new about Michael Myers, and the filmmakers are trying desperately to cash in on 2 horror movie crazes. Not only is Dimension Films trying to clearly emulate the success of its Scream franchise, what with its snarky pop culture referencing teens, dressing up like Samuel L. Jackson from Pulp Fiction, but looking more like Bob Ross, but they're also trying to cash in on the found footage angle of the Blair Witch Project. I mean, look at this shot. The The shit is blatant, and you don't get any distinct characters to root for either. They're just bland bowling pins set up so that Michael Myers can knock them down. The only one who really does anything is Sean Patrick Thomas. That's only because he almost brings down Michael Myers by throwing pepper in his eyes. Believe it or not, the only guy to salvage anything out of this dung load is Busta Rhymes. He's the only one with any actual charisma or character, namely because he's the guy who manages to kill Michael Myers by going kung fu on his ass and subjecting him to his delightfully awful one-liners.
Trick or treat, motherfucker. Burn, motherfucker. Burn!
So does the sequel ruin the impact of the first flick? Of course not. The original remains an untouchable classic, no matter how many sequels or reboots that it gets. So all Halloween Resurrection is a pathetic and occasionally laughable attempt to bring Michael Myers into the 21st century, but instead ended up turning the shape into the shit. And now that the Rob Zombie reboots have crashed and burned, Miramax is currently working on an all-new reboot produced by John Carpenter himself. Hey, I'm all for that, because after watching this shit, I'm more scared of Mike Myers than I am of Michael Myers. Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to drink? Yes, spit out that candy and pick up that beer for a Halloweeny edition of the Awfully Good Drinking Game! Take a shot or drink every time Michael Myers racks up another kill. You know, it's moments like this where Michael's lack of a voice really hurts him. He needs to have some way of delivering a Freddy Krueger-style death quip. Busta Rhymes either says fuck or motherfucker.
Fuck, motherfucker. Fucking motherfucker.
Hey, look here, pal. This movie already has a Samuel L. Jackson impersonator, and he, you know what? Never mind, Busta. You keep doing you. The movie tricks you with another goddamn jump scare.
You know what would have been scarier than nothing? What? Anything!
And take a double shot when the movie makes a timely reference to the Osbournes or Survivor.
We're gonna be bigger than the Osbournes.
You are like this close to getting voted off the island.
Yes, back in the days of 2002 when reality TV was just a harmless fad. And 14 years later, look at what it's given us. And on the nudity watch, well, it's a slasher movie. So of course you got ladies showing a little to a lot of nudity. But who cares about that? Now why the hell didn't Busta Rhymes do a Will Smith type theme song for this movie? That shit would have been awesome. It could have featured some posthumous samples from the late great notorious Loom IS.
I got that head notch that make you break your neck.
Michael Myers.
On the enjoyableness continuum scale from Boulder Bruce, Halloween Resurrection will make you want to scream at the screen like the ending of Halloween 3. It is entitled to one bad scare of 4 out of 10. Hey Tyra Banks, you didn't get to do anything in this movie. Tell Michael Myers how much this movie let us down.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this.
I'm Jesse Shea for JoBlo.com, wishing all of you awfully good viewers out there an awfully great Halloween.
You know, Rattlers and Unbelievers, like a billion. Whoa!
Happy